and good afternoon. Welcome to Redspo News. I'm Renju John. The headlines. China faces recession following trade war with US. GDP rates to be revised by 2020. India recalls its ambassador to Australia over financial irregularities. 1988 batch IFS officer Renu Pal was accused of spending, was about to complete her tenure in Austria in January. Ukrainian president vows to bring back Ukrainian war prisoners. Almost 80 Ukrainian fighters returned so far. Now the news in detail. China is planning to revise its GDP data by 2020, says the latest report by National Bureau of Statistics. China achieved just 6 GDP in the second phase of this financial year. Currently, China is facing a slowdown due to the ongoing trade war with US. Despite the slowdown in economy, China will revise its GDP figures early next year, reports the National Bureau of Statistics. The Chinese economy grew at an annual pace of 6.0% in the July-September quarter. This is the slowest growth since 1992, as the largest trade war between US and China has weakened Chinese economy. In November this year, China revised its 2018 GDP, saying the economy was 2.1% bigger than earlier estimated. A new mechanism will be introduced under which the national and local GDP numbers will be calculated. News Desk, Redspo News. India recalled its ambassador to Australia who accused of financial irregularities and misuse of government funds. 1988 batch IFS officer Renu Pal had rented an apartment for herself for Rs 15 lakh per month without the permission of ministry.
The Indian ambassador to Austria recalled by the External Affairs Ministry on Sunday due to the financial irregularities. The 1988 batch Indian Foreign Service officer was about to complete her tenure in Austria in January. Renu Pal had rented an apartment for herself for Rs 15 lakh per month without the permission of the ministry. As per the prop, she had incurred huge expenditure to the tune of crores of rupees on the government residence without the permission of the ministry. As per the reports, she had been fraudulently claiming the VAT refunds and misrepresenting facts in various permissions granted by the Indian government. When the Chief Vigilance Officer with his team visited Vienna, found out the financial irregularities, misuse of funds and violation of rules of conduct. After the probe was completed and found the facts true, the Ministry of External Affairs transferred her to headquarters on December 9. Also, the government restrained her from exercising any administrative or financial powers of an ambassador. News Desk, Redspo News.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky assured that his government will continue working towards returning the Ukrainian prisoners of war. The prisoners in Donbass were not covered by the latest round of negotiated exchange. Earlier in the day, Ukraine handed over more than 120 people to the Donetsk People's Republic and Luhansk People's Republic. The DPR and LPR returned almost 80 Ukrainian fighters to Kyiv so far. This was the first exchange of prisoners between the sides since 2017. It took place near the city of Holivka in the Donetsk region. Before we wind up, the headlines once again. China faces recession following trade war with US. GDP rates to be revised by 2020. India recalls its ambassador to Australia over financial irregularities. 1988 batch IFS officer Renu Pal was accused of spending, was about to complete her tenure in Austria in January. Ukrainian president vows to bring back Ukrainian war prisoners. Almost 80 Ukrainian fighters returned so far. That's all from the English News Desk. Thank you for watching Redspo News.
You are watching Redspo News.